coming to you live from Numancia, Aklan in Western Visayas in the Philippines. Just to start out today, my prayers go out to the families affected by the shooting. They had a church shooting in Michigan. I have it on the TV here. I've been watching it. Just so unfortunate that those things happen now. Too often now in America. It's just so sad and tragic. But again, just my prayers go out to the families affected by that. Just tragic. That's so tragic. I always start with the weather report here in the Philippines. Not much happening as far as the weather. There's no typhoons. We just got through Typhoon Opong. I think there's another one outside the PAR, the Philippine area of responsibility right now, but that's not inside the PAR yet. I think they're predicting it sometime next week. I think Paulo, I think is the name, because they alphabetize here. So Opong was the last one. Next one is Paulo, and that will be typhoon number 16 if it comes in next week here in the Philippines. And according to Pag-asa, that's our weather people here in the Philippines, it says here, Pag-asa sees nine more typhoons this year. So they're predicting 24 total for 2025. So we're not October, November, December. You figure 3 a month, 3 a month, or unless like this month right here, September, we had 4. So maybe another 4 in October. But we are not out of the woods yet as far as like typhoons in the Philippines. Usually we're still, typhoon can hit the Philippines all the way up to December. I remember in 2019, Super Typhoon Ursula, it hit most of the Philippines. It was a big super typhoon, affected us here in Aklan province. One of the ones that affected us here. Rarely do typhoons really affect us here in Numancia in Aklan province, but Super Typhoon Ursula in 2019 caused damage here in Aklan province. Strong winds knocked out electricity in our province for like 1 week. We didn't have electricity for 1 week. And that happened on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day in the Philippines. So a person actually asked me, they were planning on going to a trip to Boracay Island, and they were looking at November, December, January. And I told them, anytime right now until December, we can get hit by typhoons. Even Boracay can get hit by typhoons. So just keep in mind, it's most of the time it's sunny, like in Boracay now. Yesterday was sunny day in Boracay, but from October, following month, November, December, at any time a typhoon can hit, storms can come through Boracay. So just for information, that way it's always better to go to Boracay, in my opinion, if you go like January to June. You're not in the bucket for typhoon during those months. Pretty safe as far as typhoon or getting rained out in Boracay Island. I got my green tea here, my Boracay cup. I switched to my Boracay cup here. I'm actually trying out different green tea. I'm a big green tea drinker. I used to drink it a lot when I was in Japan. I'm trying out this brand right here. I got it at the grocery, Lloyd. But I also have this, Lipton. And then I just bought this yesterday, another one, McCoy's tea. I'm trying to find like what's the best green tea that I can drink. And I put a little bit of honey. I put the natural, let me show you what honey I get here. Usually I can get like on the public market in Calibo, I can get the honey like they sell it out of a bucket. like a plastic bucket, and they put it on these. This is called in the Philippines, this bottle, it's called lapad. This is where usually like Tanduay rum sits on a pint, like drinking a pint in the US. But this one, it's Nature's Wild Honey Bee Farm. Supposed to be like all natural. List down all the pure wild honey. But I can get the honey normally at the public market, but Kalibo public market right now is in shambles. They're building a new public market, so it's all spread out. I can't find my honey guy, the guy that sells the honey in the bucket. This one right here, I paid 250 pesos, so about $4.25. Normally, I can get one lapad like this at the public market. Again, from a bucket. Sometimes there's even bee on the honey, a whole bucket, and they're just like scoop it and put it in the bottle. I can usually get it around 150 to 200 pesos, so about $3.50. But really good honey. I mean, thick. I mean, they're like thick and dark honey. Like you can tell, it's not processed. Sometimes I see honey in the grocery and it just looks processed to me. I prefer the all natural honey. I also got this thing. A friend of mine actually gave me this a while back. It says here, super green tea matcha. It says here, green tea with pure matcha. So combination, I guess, green tea and matcha together. And it comes like in a little, looks like it's a product of Canada. I know when I always get gifts from people. I'm so blessed. People always, when they come to the Philippines, they bring me gifts. And this was one of the gifts I got. It's like one of these tea bags. It's got green tea with pure matcha. So I've tried this before. Pretty good green tea. So I did the weather. Oh, let me look at the message. Of course, I'm wearing my Dodger gear today. The playoffs starts in a couple of days. Last day of baseball, the regular season. We are gonna meet the Cincinnati Reds. They're gonna come into Dodger Stadium for the wild card series. So I'm excited. I always kind of try to wear my hat, my lucky Dodger hat, any Dodger hat. The beginning of the playoffs, you're gonna see me more wearing my Dodger gear. These playoffs, for baseball playoffs. I'm excited. Shohei hit another home run, 55 home runs for the year. He broke the team record that he established. So really excited for the playoffs. Kevin Shores. Hi, Ginno. How's everything going? We are doing good. Just took Leanna to school. I made her breakfast this morning, then took her to school. And she was like, it was raining actually. She made sure she had an umbrella. Not raining now, but earlier it was. I think, yeah, the sun is trying to come out. So you never know. If we're going to get the sun still. Hi, Ginno. How's everything going? Okay, right there. Good morning, Gino. From James and Karen, from James and Karen's Adventure. Good morning, James. Good morning, Karen. Hope all is well. I was just chatting earlier with James. I was telling him, get well. I know he's been feeling under the weather. And I think I did pull out something, James. There's like a flu thing going on in the Philippines. That's why just be careful. It's like... I was telling James, he probably just got, all the adventures, all the James adventures. He's been on the go. This past month at least, he's been doing so much. I told him probably just need rest. Right there, it says, the Philippine Star says, rise in flu-like cases reported. So I'm wearing my mask. Every time I go out. I got a box of masks here, or I still wear masks all the time, especially when I'm around a crowd or around people. And then Leanna, she's taking medicine now because she's got a cold. So every time Leanna catches a cold, which is often, unfortunately, because she goes to school, in public school, kids just pass their germs. They get sick easy in school here. So I have Leanna wearing a mask and I'm wearing a mask because I cannot afford to catch anything. I cannot afford even a simple cold just knocks me out. My immune system is compromised because of my previous treatment. So I cannot afford to get sick. I'm trying to get as healthy as I can. I'm back to working out at the gym. I just cannot afford to catch any cold or anything. Joe, good morning, good AM, Joe, good AM. Charlie Letts, good morning. Prayers. I know, man, that's so tragic. Again, I got it on the TV here. I'm trying to, says two dead already, 8 injured, and they set the church on fire. So they're not even sure if they're, they're expecting, unfortunately, more people that, possibly dead inside the church. So just tragic, it's like, it's just becoming so normal now. It's like it doesn't even shock us. Like me, I wasn't even shocked anymore when I put the TV on. It's like, man, another one. And again, a church. It's like, of all places, this is like a LDS, Latter Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. So a Mormon church. I'm like, what are these people doing? It's like, but I'm sure it's another deranged individual with mental issues. It's like, it's just horrible that these things keep happening. The Red Sox are likely to play the Yankees in the playoff. Ooh, nice, man. That will be a nice series. And, Red Sox and Yankees always, that's like a real bitter, that's a rivalry. Somebody had mentioned to me on the live stream, the Los Angeles Dodgers and Angels are rivalry. That's not rivalry. It's like the Angels never win anything. But the Red Sox and Boston, I don't think you can find a spicier rivalry than that, man. That's gonna be awesome. I wish that happens. Because I know even my friend, Far East Rider, my friend Rick, he's a big Red Sox fan, and me and him text all the time. He hates the Yankees. As most Red Sox fans hate the Yankees, and the Yankees do the same. They hate the Red Sox fans. Good AM, Ginno and the Panay Posse. Hey, good morning, Fortune. That was wild, Fortune, that my neighbor here, on my street, on the same street, like maybe 5 doors down. So really my neighbor, and I see her all the time. I call her Mom Edna. Edna and Fortune, they were classmates in high school in Manila. I mean, how a small world is that? That's like amazing. And we just figured it out yesterday because Mom Edna, I had a post. Dazzle and I went to breakfast. Fortune, said something on the post, and Mom Edna said, "Hey, small world, you guys know each other." I was like, "Wow, that's wild." I've been Mom Edna's neighbor here for like years. At least 5-6 years we've been neighbors there. Leanna and Dazzle actually goes with Mom Edna's son Daniel to Taekwondo. So it was like, man, just small world, man, Fortune. So that's what Mom Edna said, if you come to Panay someday, Fortune, we can get like a get together, just easily done if you ever visit us here in Calibo. I just read that it's not legal to wear camouflage in the Philippines, but some people say it's okay. If it's just like shorts or t-shirt, do you know anything? I've worn camouflage here. I have like camouflage shorts. I see people here paintball. Paintball is pretty big. Paintball competitions. Paintball is pretty big here in the Philippines, and they wear full camouflage. So I've never heard that. I've never heard anything. Maybe they're like just strict at people wearing at certain areas, because they do have checkpoints here. Pretty much anywhere you go in the Philippines. I know here in Aklan province, we have a lot of checkpoints are like randomly put in, like cops, the Philippine National Police, or LTO, Land Transportation Office. They'll just like at random places establish a checkpoint, and they're checking vehicles, checking motorbikes, and maybe it's not a good thing if you're wearing like a camouflage going through that, but I haven't heard anything. I'll do a research. I'll find out for you. But I see it all the time. People wear, like I said, t-shirts, hats. I got one of these hats. I don't know if you consider this camo. I'm always wearing this hat. My desert hat. I don't think it's that big a deal. Hey, there's my good friend Beluz. He just sent me a video. I got a video from him. A wasp like attacking his tiny house in Wyoming. And good morning, Ginno from Obi Olsen. Hello Olsen, Aliyah, and my good buddy Isaiah from Columbia, South Carolina. Oh, there says Isaiah says hello too. All right, Isaiah, you're my good buddy there. Made it. Green tea helps. Man, I'm doing all I can to fight cancer. I'm following your advice, Belus. I'm looking for that sour sup. It's SOUR sup. It's guyabano is what it is. I do drink guyabano juice, and I eat the fruit guyabano whenever I can get it. And but my friend Belus, he told me about the leaves. The leaves of the guyabano is like another cancer fighting ingredient. Man, believe me, I've tried everything. People suggest it. I'm like researching it, and if I read something that says it could fight or may be good for cancer, man, I'm taking it. Thank you for that, Belus. Thank you for the recommendation of the sour soup tea. I still have to look for it. I might have to end up finding it in Lazada if they have it, but I do know, like Dazzle told me in Caticlan, on our lot, on our property in Caticlan, they have a guava tree, guyabano tree. So maybe I can just grab leaves from it, dry it. More research. Definitely, I got to do more research on it. Michael C, good morning. Happy Monday, bro. Leanna was like, oh, Monday. She's always dragging on Monday when I wake her up when she's getting ready for school Monday. It's that Monday doldrums, it's like when you're going to school. And I'm sure, I remember that when I used to go to work and when it's Monday, you always kind of dread Monday because it's like, oh man, here goes another week. And I see that in Leanna every time I take her to school on Mondays. JP, hello, JP, and everyone, hello, JP. LMS, hey, I'm proud of you for coming out saying you are. Oh, really? I didn't say that. Thank you, though. Much love, brother. JP. Hi Fortune, hi OB. All right, Michael C. Chicago Cubs are hanging in there. All right. Let me know. Michael C. I'm rooting for you, brother. I hope your team gets into the playoffs. Hello, JP Fortune. Don't forget to hit the. Oh, thank you, James. Thank you so much, brother. Beluz. All right. Did you retire? No, I didn't retire completely, but I do know I just had my blood work done, Joe, and my creatinine level is at the high end. It's like here it's like 60 to 120, and I'm right there like on the high end. So I really have to pay attention because when I had my cancer treatments, it damaged my kidneys, unfortunately. Before I was like perfect kidneys, but like when I was going through my treatments, like the Dazzle even told me this. Dazzle remembers this. It's like 60 to 120 is the range for creatinine level here in the Philippines. That's how they measure it. 60 to 120. If you're inside 60 and 120, you're good, right? And during my cancer treatments, Dazzle remember one of my creatinine level got to 199 when I was having chemo treatment. So of course, when you do that to your kidneys, probably scarred it, permanent damage or something. So I really have to watch my creatinine level. So right now I'm like borderline again high on my creatinine level. So coffee seems to be one of those items that alcohol, coffee. So I rarely drink, so that's not hard for me. Coffee a little bit harder, but I can give it up. It's like my health is my priority, and green tea seems to work better than drinking coffee. So I'm just switching to green tea. Rockies fan only because all right, that's right. You're a Rocky, you're right there. It's near your area in Wyoming. Joe, I remember. Oh man, I'm a big Fernando mania. That's part of the reason I became a Dodger fan. I moved to Los Angeles in 1978. I was a big Steve Garvey, Davy Lopes, Bill Russell, Dusty Baker, Ron Say the Penguin, Steve Yeager. I was like a big Dodger fan already. And then when Fernando came in 1980. Los Angeles just blew up. I think everybody before that maybe weren't big Dodger fans, but when Fernando, like rookie season 1980, I think everybody in LA became a Dodger fan because Fernando mania. I can still remember it. All the shutout games, the consecutive shutout games that Fernando pitched. He was just like, and then Tommy Lasorda, of course, big character of a manager. And ever since, I've just been a big Dodger fan. I've followed them all throughout the years after that. James, thanks for taking your viewers to Goldilocks. Looks like an amazing cake. Oh yeah, Goldilocks, man. That's a nice place for cake. Really reasonably priced cakes. Probably out of all the franchise bakeries here, JP, Goldilocks is like probably the top franchise. I mean, there's others now. I know Bread and Butter here in Aklan. I don't know if it's a nationwide Bread and Butter, but in Aklan, several Bread and Butter here. But Goldilocks, you can pretty much go to any place in the Philippines. It doesn't matter, city, province, Mindanao, Visayas, Luzon. You will find a Goldilocks. I mean, there's like hundreds of Goldilocks bakery in the Philippines. I have a persistent cough and flu-like symptoms. Yeah, James, just rest, brother. I think that's the main thing. Just rest. You were just doing so much. I was just thinking, man. James is like doing this, and you weren't resting. And then, you gotta watch. For me, I know Dazzle. I'm always like when I sweat here. We sweat here in the Philippines, especially if we're like outside. And then having that sweat dry on you. It's like the minute I feel sweat, the sweaty clothes, I change my clothes. I think that, that also causes like weakened immune system. But rest is the main thing. Like for me, I know my limit. That's why I try to do everything in the morning. I'm an early person. I got full of energy during the mornings. But around 4 or 5 p.m., I'm filtering out, man. I'm like ready to zonk out. Usually Dazzle and I will walk a little bit at sunset. If there's a nice sunset, we'll walk in our neighborhood here. But like I said, I'm in bed by 8. I usually eat dinner like at 5:30. I'm like early bird. I guess that senior special, the early bird special. So I always like about 5:30 I eat dinner, so by 7:30 I'm already winding down my day. But the key thing for me, even for my recovery, the whole time is getting plenty of rest. Sleep is so important to me. I make sure I get 8 hours of sleep at night, and then I take naps during the day. It's like when I feel sleepy, I sleep. I don't try to stop it. I don't try to drink coffee to awake. The minute I'm like feeling drowsy or sleepy during the day, I take a nap. It's like very important for my recovery. I think it's like getting plenty of rest. Good morning, Mr. Chairforce. All right. I am Mr. Chairforce. That's what the other services call us in the United States Air Force when they tease us. She and I, classmates with. I know, Mom Edna. She's got a book, man. I know that, man. Mom Ed. That's why Mom Edna. She's been a board of director, like here at Camellia for many years now, and she's part of the recent elections again. She's a board member here. I'm a very smart lady. I know that. Author, very knowledgeable. we're friends. I consider Mom Edna my friend. Every time we see, we talk. She knows Leanna, Dazzle. I know Daniel. I know her kids. So I mean, she just lives down the street. We're on the same street. We're on some unbelievable, Fortune. Unbelievable. Hi, Gino. Do you know that starting next month, there will be weekly flights between Siberian City and starting... I did saw that a little bit, that there was going to be, I think, to Kalibo, right? Landing to Kalibo. I, I, I got to confirm though, but I think I did remember seeing on Facebook, because we have Russians here in Aklan province. It's like a lot of Russians like Boracay Island. That's why. And I did see like a flight, I think that was from Russia all the way to Kalibo. That surprised me when I saw that. And both sour soup and guava, they are different. Yes, I know. Sour soup kind of got that mushy inside. I love it. I like it. It's like sweet. And then guava is like crunchy, kind of like you're biting into a stronger apple. I like both of them. And that's all. In our land, the land that we bought in Katiklan, they have a lot of fruits there. Mom's land and house even has avocado, mango, guavas, one sour soup, and Dazzle's planting all those same plants. We even have jackfruit, papaya, bananas. Dazzle actually wanted to go there one day just to like film it or do a live stream if she can get a signal. I told her, yeah, that way she can show you guys the progress of the lander. I think Dazzle's uncle said it's kind of looking like a jungle. It's like being overrun, but that's not hard to clean here. We can get somebody to like pay someone to like clean up the area. Before Dazzle films it. But she got a lot of fruit growing in our land in Katiklan. You can find sour soup 3 right in your... Yes, common actually, sour soup. I think my neighbor actually, on my next walk, if I remember correctly, my neighbor has sour soup tree, but it's on a pot. He didn't... we're not allowed to like plant fruit trees in our one of the HOA rules here. We can't plant, so everybody just grows in giant like clay pots. So I think he has one. So on my next walk, I'm gonna check my neighbor and maybe I can ask him for some leaves. get some leaves, and they're growing all over the Philippines. Man, just to pick up. Yeah, I think I can. On my next morning walk, I'll film and I'll go to my neighbor's house. I know exactly the house too. It's Sacapano residence, that big house. They got. I think he's got a sour soup, because I think one day I saw a fruit and I was like, oh man, that's sour soup. Good day, James, Karen. All right, Joe. Good day, Belus, OB, Michael C. Good day, Vegas Will, Southern Cal, Benny. All right, good weather today. Here looks like we might get rain. It's trying. Let me show you guys outside here so you can see. But it was raining earlier. When I took Leanna to school. I had to use our car. I don't really ride Bumblebee when it's raining, because Bumblebee doesn't have those... plastic or tarp. I would get wet riding Bumblebee. Right there, you can kind of, but you got clouds today, so it looks like rain today here in Numancia. There's Bumblebee right there. I don't know how to have those tarps, so like if Leanna and I are riding on Bumblebee, for sure I'll be wet. Leanna might not get wet, but I'll be wet for sure. I would have to wear a raincoat, rain jacket. There's my neighbor's Ford Ranger, big Ford Ranger right there, man. I like that truck, big old Ford Ranger truck. Mine, I got a little tiny Wigo. I have a economy 4-door Toyota Wigo, 2019. But looks like cloudy today. Looks like we're gonna get rain. The road here is wet. But quiet again as usual. As you know, many times I film our neighborhood here. It's always quiet. My other neighbor there, he's back from he works on a cruise ship, so he's on his, like, I think he gets 30 days on a break from the cruise ship. So sure his wife is happy he's home. A lot of my neighbors here in our neighborhood here, they are seamen. They work in the ocean. You know, they OFW. A lot of OFW live here in our neighborhood. Very common. Aklan province actually is one of the provinces here in the Philippines that produces a lot of seamen. You know, that's very popular, very popular college course to take here in the Philippines. On site. All right, you're on site today, Fortune. All right, all right. I don't eat sweets often, so when I do want it to be extra good. All right, yeah, Goldilocks is good. Goldilocks is good. I mean, a lot of nice, me, like ensaimada is like a breakfast, Danish, kind of like a Danish, very, I like ensaimada. That's one of the things I like at puto is another thing. Puto is like rice, steamed rice cake. It's white, different colors, sometimes different flavors, like ube, pandan. They have that. They have that at Goldilocks also. Then cakes, of course. Yeah, Goldilocks has been around. When I was a little kid in the Philippines in the 70s, we used to eat, get Goldilocks. So it's been around. It's been one of the staple now in like bakery wise in the Philippines. I prefer small town family businesses for everything. However, when it comes to bakery, I am willing to do some research. Yeah, there's one in Calibo, really nice bakery. Our favorite in Calibo is Honore. The next time I'm there, I'll do that pin thing in Google so you can see. I think it's pinned anyway, so you can Google it, Google map it. JP Honore. It's spelled Honore. Very good baked goods, and some that you'll be familiar. They'll make cinnamon buns. They make that. They make croissants. They have a lot of croissants. A lot of baked goods that you're familiar with, and then Filipino baked goods. But on the high end, because I guess they call them like artesian bakery. They have French bread, sourdough bread, a lot of different breads, but really good place to get bread and pastries and cakes. Honore Bakery in Calibo. Mom and pop. It's a mom and pop shop. It's not one of a kind. It's not like a franchise. It's like an original here in Calibo. OB, I'm like you, JP. Only eat carbs, sweets on Friday, Saturday. So it has to be good. It has to be good. Hey, you gotta make it count. You gotta make it count, right? You gotta make it count. I feel better when I don't eat sugars. My joints. Oh, okay, all right. Hey, I still gotta take care of our health. That's why I am, man. That's I love coffee, but now I know I gotta ease up on drinking coffee. Good AM, Fortune. We went to Manila Science. All right, 1980 to 89. All right, the Philippine first Science High School, founded 1900 pattern after the Bronx. Oh, I know it's a big. I mean, it's very prestigious here in the Philippines. If you go to like the Science High School, it's like a big deal. It's a big deal here. You're a smart kid. You're a smart kid if you go to like Science High School here. Our school is in Taft Avenue in front of the. All right. I'm familiar. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen like Supreme, but I know where Taft is. I know where. I know it. Near enough to Intramuros. I know. I know the area. It's been a while though. This is the last time I've been there. It's been like in the late 70s. 78 was the last time I was there. So it's been a while. I'm sure it has changed. Hey, James and Karen have tried Robitussin and Expectorant for mercury drug. That usually, all right. I mean, there's plenty. I got all those over-the-counter medicine for Leanna because, like I said, Leanna's always catching stuff. She doesn't have a cold, like a cough yet. Usually when she has a cough, I give her like, there's a lagundi leaf. It's expectorant. Like this is what I give Leanna usually. It's called a lagundi leaf, anti-cough, anti-asthma syrup, menthol. You know, it seems to work, and I guess it's more natural. I guess it comes from lagundi leaf, but she's always catching something because of the other kids in school. It's my go-to. There's a similar one that I also get her, Mucinex, but usually just resting. You know, usually if Leanna just sleeps a lot, gets a lot of vitamin C, we make her soup. You know, usually she gets better since Saturday. And today, before I get too far ahead, you know, it's like I'll catch up on the comments. I do have a topic I wanted to discuss today. Because I know Belus, you know, he wants me to like have a topic. I know it's a big thing, so I'm like, I did prepare a topic, and today my topic is gonna be scams in the Philippines. Pretty often talked topic, you know. I see it a lot, and there's just many scams. A lot of the similar scams that I'm sure in the United States, like my phone. I cannot get non-stop pretty much every day I get text messages about, and I know they're scams. I don't even open it, I just delete it, because very few people communicate with me on my smartphone anyway. And they were supposed to eliminate that when all the registration of my number's registered now, and they were supposed to eliminate that, but it hasn't stopped. I received like scam messages on my phone, my smartphone. Smart is the SIM card that I use here since 2011 when I moved here, and every day I'm just deleting stuff. Like I can tell already they're scam. They're like a post office scam. You know, they're saying, "Oh, you have a package at the post office." I'm like, "We don't even have a post office. What are you talking about?" So I know scam. So I just delete that. Same thing with my email, of course, but my email I've been using since the US, so I'm getting, I just know how to delete them. I delete, most of the time they go to spam, but sometimes they still go in my regular mailbox. So the same scams that happen in the US. At least here we don't have people calling, you know, because people don't really have like landline anymore. Very few people I know have landline. And then for sure, like me, I would get phone calls on my cell phone, but when I look at it, I don't answer it because I know they're scams. You know, it's like most of my friends got my number, I named them, you know. It's like when they call me, I know it's like, you know, like Leanna or Mom or Daz, you know, so I know who's calling me. If I see somebody like that I don't recognize the number, I know it's a scam, so I don't even answer. But for me, I've always been, since I grew up in Manila, in the streets of Manila, you know, I went to all my elementary school. I went to Letron College in Manila. Growing up in Manila, you just become street smart. You know, it's like fortune can tell you this. If you grow up in Manila, you're pretty savvy when it comes to like all the scams, or even in Manila, even in the 70s, when I was growing up in the 70s, I had to ride a jeepney from Quezon City all the way to Intramuros in Manila. Could take me an hour sometimes, depending on traffic. But when you ride the jeepney, I was always taught, you know, hang on to my bag, no wallets or anything, no watches, no necklace, nothing, bracelet. When you ride the jeepney, you just know you don't do that because you do not want to attract anything, because a lot of snatchers, they're called snatchers in Manila, and I'm sure it hasn't changed. A lot of pickpocket, and they're pretty elaborate with pickpockets. You know, you see the typical pickpocket like in the movies where they bump you and stuff, but in the Philippines, they just usually they'll work in teams. They'll like distract you while somebody's pickpocketing you, and it could be in your backpack. It could be. That's why now you really you really have to secure your stuff. You can't be like, putting your wallet in your back pocket. That's really no. You don't do that. Pretty much anywhere. I would even think, even here in Aklan province, if you go to the mall, if you go to like grocery, anywhere, shopping, foods, departments, or anywhere. You got to know your wallet. You know not to carry it in your back pocket. I always wear board shorts, and my board shorts always has these pockets on the side. That's where I keep my wallet. And then when I'm walking, I'm conscious all the time. I'm just like, when I'm walking, I got my wallet in my hand. And then I don't carry cards. I don't carry credit cards. You can look at my wallet. I have, the only card I carry is the Smack card. I got a Smack card. It's like points when I go to SM Cherry at the grocery or the Save More. But I don't carry any other cards. No credit cards. No debit cards. In my ATM, I don't carry. I have my, just cash. I carry cash. Dazzle's picture. Dazzle's picture in my wallet. And no important IDs or anything like that. If you have IDs from the US, do not put that in your wallet. If your passport, make a copy of your passport, the picture page of your passport, and carry that. Do not carry your passport with you, original ever. That's you do not want to lose that here. I mean, you can get a passport done at the embassy, but too much hassle, and then you don't know what they would do to your passport. That's one of the things you have to secure here. But the biggest scams that I think people, the minute you land in the Philippines, the biggest scam, the minute you land in Manila, is the taxi. Taxis in Manila, they're just crooked. They're just crooked. They will sometimes not do the meter. They're required to the minute you get in, they'll come up with some kind of excuse like their meters broke or because of traffic, it'll save you money if they don't do the meter. And they are notorious in Manila to the minute you land at the airport in Manila, they're notorious to get you because you don't know where you're going, to drive you around Manila, a scenic tour of Manila, and then you're getting overcharged on the taxi. There is Grab. That is a better option. Anytime there's Grab in the Philippines, I know in Manila, Cebu City, or Iloilo City, even Dumaguete now has a Grab. But Dumaguete City, their Grab is tricycle. They do not have taxis. Same thing here in Calibo. We don't have Grab. Most of the transportation here is tricycle. But Grab is better because you can pick the driver, and then there's identification. There was even a time here in the Philippines that people would ride a taxi in Manila. I haven't heard it happening lately, thank goodness. But what would happen is you get in a taxi in Manila, and for some, I don't know how they did it. Maybe fortune can shed light, and people would pass out in the taxi and they get robbed. I don't know what they do in the taxi that would happen, but that was happening years ago. That would happen. They always come up with scams or things like that with taxi. Like me, when I go to Manila, that's the first thing. That's why I don't even go to Manila hardly anymore, because that would be one of my worries, is riding a taxi. Definitely use Grab if you're in Manila, because the taxis are just horrible in Manila. And then that's typical. Even with tricycles, they do have a rate for tricycles. Like in Calibo, I think it's 15, I think 10 to 15 pesos. I don't ride the tricycles often in Calibo. And usually they'll just, when you ride with the tricycle or even the e-trikes in Boracay, it's better when you're riding with other people. When you do the private ride, when you see an e-trike or tricycle and there's passengers in it and you just hop on with the other passengers, usually that will you'll know how much to pay, because ask the other passengers, but when you're on the private, you have to negotiate. You have to negotiate with the driver, and they just have a tendency of overcharging for tricycles and especially e-trikes in Boracay. notorious. They are notorious for like overcharging. Like me, I've traveled enough to Boracay. I know the charge, right? And even for me, when Dazzle and I are there and we do a private ride and we go on the private ride, when we're getting ready to get off, the guy will tell me 300 and I will just hand him 150 and I'll tell him, dude, I know how much it is. So it's not like because you're a foreigner, you know, people say skin tax. It's not. The tricycle, especially like the e-trikes in Boracay, unfortunately, there are just some crooked ones. You know, it's just a habit of them, I guess. It's like for them to overcharge, unfortunately. You would have to know the price. Better if you do research before you go in an area, like especially a tourist area like Boracay, Palawan, I'm sure the same. Panglao, Bohol, same. You know, when you go to tourist destination, it's good to watch videos, good to find out what the real cost is. You know, that way you're not overcharged. And then if you get overcharged, sometimes it's really not worth the argument. Sometimes if the driver really makes a fuss, is it really worth the aggravation for another 50 pesos or 100 pesos? To me, sometimes I just like hand it to them and just like, you know, leave it alone because like, is it worth the aggravation? You know, it's like, but do not feel like because you're a foreigner, because of the so-called skin tax, that they are overpricing you, because they do it with everybody else. They do it with Philam, like Philippine Americans like me. They do it with Manila people that when they come to our product, they just do it. I think it's just part of like the, I guess, culture. You know, it's like even at stores, even at like souvenir shops in Boracay, even at fruit stands, when you go to fruit stands that don't advertise their price, they'll automatically like up the charge, you know, because I guess they expect the bargaining, the negotiating, and we're not used to that. You know, I know I'm not. You know, when I first came here, coming from the U.S., you know, in the U.S. everything has a price. You know, you go to the cashier, you pay the price. You know, here a lot of times you go to a fruit stand on the road here, there's no price. So negotiation, you know, that's why a lot of times people feel like they got scammed when they find out that they paid 100 pesos for fruits instead of 50 pesos to another person. So they feel, oh man, I just got scammed. You know, so it's best when you know the prices, and you will learn that anyway. Like in the Philippines, the longer you stay, like if you come here to Aklan province and Calibo, you're gonna have places where you shop anyway, for your produce, for your fruits. You're going to be a regular, which you're going to be a suki. Suki is what they call it. S-U-K-I, suki. So, you know, like me, when I go to the Numancia Public Market, there's like two vendors that I trust because I don't even look at the price. I don't even like, I just pick the fruits that I want, veggies that I want, I give it to them. The two ladies, I trust them because they do not want to lose me as a customer because I'm spending money every week. I'm spending good money on fruits and vegetables. So the minute I find out that they overprice me, I'll go to somebody else. So, you know, that's the advantage once you live here. But unfortunately, when people visit, when you're a tourist, you know, like anywhere else, when you're a tourist, you get, you know, tourist trap is what they call it. And then, you know, there's a feeling like you get scammed. You get scammed that way. The thing that will help you if you're a tourist or you're a newbie in the Philippines is just buy at places that advertise the price. Like if I'm at the fruit stands in Calibo now, most of the fruit stands, they will have 4 for 100 pesos, 3 for 100 pesos. I don't even negotiate. I just grab 4, here's your 100. You know, I know people still, you know, negotiate, bargain. Me, it's like, as long as you see the price, I know people are paying that, you know, I'm good to go. So to me, you know, 10 pesos, 20 pesos, you know, they're small business anyway. A lot of the fruit stands here, a lot of they're mom and pop, you know. I even have a lady that I buy bananas. She works like outside Pares Retiro, old lady, more likely in her 80s already, and she sells bananas. I just buy out all her bananas when I'm there and put it in my car and I give her money. Because I know the bananas, I can give it to the security guard, I can give it to my neighbor, you know, it's like, because I know, you know, I just feel bad every time I see her, you know, she's like in her 80s selling bananas, you know, I can't be a lot of money in bananas, but, you know, every time I see her, I just feel bad for Nanay. And the main thing, it's like, and this is almost like, almost kind of like, to me, it's, people should know already, when strangers come up to you, that's really not a good thing, right? Even anywhere, even at the mall, even at the, at the grocery, the minute a stranger comes up to you and offering you something, to me, that's like radar automatic, red flag automatic. It's like with anywhere else. Because why would And then if money is involved, especially, it's like I would be careful. I would be careful. And then there's a lot of like scams here with Filipinos. I know same thing. Ponzi scams. That's pretty common here. They even have scams here where people collect money. And then, like a Ponzi scheme, that happens here. I mean, there's more scams that goes on in the Philippines. I'm sure it's the same in the U.S. A lot of scams going on in the U.S. So it's not. You just have to be careful, especially when it involves money. And then the worst people here are like, unfortunately, is the government when it comes to scams. A lot of the government here, they steal money outright, ghost projects. There's like, there's a big scandal going on right now, with ghost projects. And then a lot of times when you go to like government agency here in the Philippines, they have signs when you go to like government agencies here. They will have a sign that says "No fixer." No fixers sign. Usually I see two signs. Says "No fixers" and "No noontime break." You see those two signs in the government agencies, but a lot of times they go noontime. You go there at noon and nobody's there. They're closed. So and then another thing is like no fixers, right? But I think that's almost kind of like an unwritten rule here in the Philippines. There is always a fixer. There's always somebody that can assist you with a little fee, to assist you with the things that you need to get accomplished. And then there's a term here that you will hear. It's called budol. Budol, budol. Budol is like here. There's like usually they work in a group, pairs, and they're just like a popular scam with Filipinos, happening to Filipinos. So I'm sure if you're a foreigner, you would be subjected to that too. Just gotta be careful here, especially anything to do with money. If there's money involved, I would get my radar up. Like watch out for anytime that they're asking for money or anything like that. I would get my radar up and just watch out. All right, I think that's all my notes. I just wanted to, just be careful when you're here. Like I said, not a good idea to on your wallet. You carry your wallet. Not a good idea to put it in your back pocket. Yeah, that's the easiest way to get picked. Get a pickpocket. Don't carry credit cards. Don't carry ATM cards because I only carry my ATM card when I know I'm going to the bank and getting money from the ATM. Then the minute I'm done, I'm putting that card in my car. I'm keeping it in the house. I don't keep it, I know it's a habit in the US, all your cards are in your wallet, easy to use, but not here because if you get your wallet stolen, it'll be so fast for them to like start using your cards, or it would be a pain. And then if your cards are from the US, it'd be a big hassle to like get them replaced. You're not gonna get your card in a week. It's gonna be hard to get a new credit card from the US to make it to you. Especially passport. Like I said, passport. Protect your passport. The minute you land in the Philippines, they stamp you with that arrival. Take a picture, use your phone, take a picture, your picture page, your passport, and the stamp of your arrival. Because you would need that. You would need that if you plan on driving a motorbike, renting a car. You have 90 days here before you're supposed to get your driver's license here in the Philippines. So when you're driving, you got to prove, like, here's my Arizona driver's license, and you have to show them proof of your arrival to the Philippines to show that 90 days you're allowed to drive here with a foreign license. I checked the fares and it's expensive. 1,300 round trip. Also, apparently, the flights are only during the winter and ends. Oh, okay, all right. So at least they added flights to Calibo. At least they added flight. I mean, Calibo now, man. It's like every time I'm there to pick up somebody in Calibo, it just looks like a ghost airport. There's hardly any flights coming into. It used to be here. I used to see planes almost every day flying through Camellia Aklan because we're on the flight path of landing in Calibo, international flights, domestic flights, but majority of the flights now are in Caticlan. Hardly any flights land in Calibo anymore. Philippine Airlines, you know, that's like the biggest airlines here in the Philippines. They don't land in Calibo anymore. Last time I saw Edna was December when she attended our 35th reunion. All right. Wow, 35th reunion. 89 to 2024. Wow. TM, greetings friends, greetings, TM. For many years, Goldilocks was the country's #1, but now lots of national competition. Still local bakers do well. Oh yeah, I mean, here there's so many. Mang Tinapay is pretty good. Low budget. If you're like low budget bakery, Mang Tinapay. Panaderia is another one that's like low budget. You know, Filipinos, you know, they gotta like make that money stretch. So, you know, they're looking for like the budget best deal. And Mang Tinapay, very popular here in Aklan province. We enjoyed Bread Talk when we were there. Oh yeah, Bread Talk at the mall, right? Bread Talk at the mall. Lots of in Iloilo, SM Iloilo. I know SM Iloilo's got a Bread Talk. We do not have Bread Talk here in Aklan. You know, Aklan is tiny compared to the other provinces here. We don't have an SM. We don't have a Robinson's mall here. Just Gran Gaisano is the only mall we have here. So we were founded in Philippine Science. All right, founded there. Yes, I know. Smart kids. I know smart kids go to the science. I was cycling Ivamak and got that cold. Just sniffles, 2 days, and everyone around me was really sick. I know, man. That's why me, Belus, I always got mask. You know, I'm still masking up. I'm making Leanna mask up when she's around me because I cannot afford to catch anything, and it would like hurt my recovery, and it takes me long to get rid of stuff now. You know, if I get a cold, it'll be like long lasting cold, and then I do not want to get like a chest cold or a cough. You know, that's like very worrisome for me. Then the government recognized the quality of science, law encouraged top cities. Then, okay, all right, JB, I just watched a Dazzle TV video of a family trip to a river about 3 years ago. Leanna was so little, I know, right? Leanna just like grew up so fast. The last 3 years is like amazing. Like she just like shot up. You know, she's getting taller every time I look at her. It's like she's getting taller and taller. Regents, so we are scholars. Free tuition. Awesome, man. For Jasper, hi po, hello. Hey, Mom Janet, hello. Green people. JB, hello, Janet. Jasper. Jasper Guardians, mas medyo safe po sa Davao. He says Davao, and I've heard that. I've heard about Davao City being one of the safest city in the Philippines. Fortune, yep, backpack should be held in front, not in back. If you put your backpack in the back, Forget about it. You'll be like, you get emptied out. You'll get emptied out, man. Prepare already your fare so you don't have to reach for good suggestion, right? Prepare like how much the fare, or carry change, you know. Don't be like opening your wallet and people are seeing that you got like 1,000 pesos in there. You know, don't be opening your wallet around people, man. In jeeps, don't use your phone. Oh yeah, do not use your phone like if you're like talking on your phone, or like doing this like while you're riding the jeepney in Manila. Somebody will just grab it and run with it. And what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna chase them? You know, a lot of times they work in teams. You know, somebody's gonna run the first 50 yards and then hand it off to the next person running 50 yards. You know, and then what are you gonna do? You're gonna be worried about them like carrying blades and stuff like that. You know, so don't use your phone. Don't use your phone. Hide your phone. You know, don't be like some people in the back pocket. Their phone is like sticking out their back pocket. I mean, like, they're just asking. They're just asking to. You know, those are the kind of things that me growing up in Manila. We just know. We just know. You know, it's like we were exposed to like a lot of like snatchers, pickpockets. Early in my life, I saw that when I was a kid. You know, so. Wow, poverty drives the enormity of the crimes. It's so sad because it could be better. Yes, unfortunately, a lot of that, Mom Janet, really in the big city. Metro Manila, it's not like here in Calibo. In Calibo, I don't have to worry too much. I mean, you still have to, you know, I'm still alert on my wallet and all that, but you don't hear a lot of snatchers here in the province. Because most people here know everybody. We're a small town, like in the town of Numancia. If you steal something here, if you snatch something here, people are gonna look at you like, hey, that's Junior. You know, everybody's gonna know you. You know, so it's like you do not want to commit. You know, that's why we have low crime here. But when you go to a place like Metro Manila, you go to Cebu City, a lot of those people that live in Metro Manila and Cebu, they're no longer like locals. A lot of those people come from all over the Philippines to work because it's a big metropolis, kind of like New York. Same thing that would happen in New York, right? You're not gonna walk around, you know, Harlem, Brooklyn, you know, whatever, and like you know, flashing money or you're wearing jewelry. It's gonna get snagged. You know, heck, people will take your shoes. You'll take your shoes. So same thing, same dynamic here. You know, it's like when you're in the city, you just gotta be alert. So much scamming, so much boodle, so much stuff to work. That's why I don't like going to the cities. You know, I was born and raised in Manila, but I rarely go. I don't like going to Manila just because I just don't like that feeling where I have to watch my stuff. You know, I'm looking at people like, you know, it's like, you know, they might be looking at you like kind of seeing what they can grab from you. You know, it's like, I just do not like that feeling. I prefer the province where I can walk anywhere and I'm like smiling at people, waving at them, hey, what's up? You know, that, you know, like a small town feel that, you know, when I'm going to Calibo, it's like very rare do I go to Calibo and not see somebody I know. You know, it's like, you know, you go, hey, Ginno, what's up? You know, hey, G, what's up? You know, it's like, hey, what's up? You know, it's like everybody knows everybody. I like that small town feel. Fortune, from the jeepney window and run away. You can't catch them. Yep, you can't catch them. It's impossible to catch snatchers grabbing your stuff. They go to small alleys and you get trapped there. Yeah. It can get worse for you if you try to chase them because you chase them, next thing you know, there's like 3 of them or 4 of them. You know, what are you going to do? So it's like the minute something, if your watch gets snagged, you just like, oh, well, I need a new watch. You know, it's like, do not try to chase them. Do not try to chase them. It can, you know, it's a lost item. It's a lost item. Can get worse for you if you try to like chase them. Good AM, Mom Janet. Hello, JP. Hello. I also that smack card earn there can be used. Yeah, I haven't tried to use it. Fortune, I haven't tried to use it. Like how many points? I've had it for years now. It just, you know, I figure I'll just, you know, one of these days. I guess I can go online and to check how many points I have. But you know, I just show it to them because they're always asking for it. You have a smack card? Okay, I just like, oh, here's my smack card. I wish they would do like in the U.S. Fortune. What they do is like, on your keys, they used to have like a little thing that, like for grocery, like fries, that it's like the same as a card, where you just show them and then they scan. I wish they would do that here, but they don't. I haven't seen it here yet. They still give out cards here. It's just like so cumbersome in your wallet. It's like thick, big and thick. Be nice if the little thing can go in your keychain and you can just show them, that's your smack card. 28. All right, a lot of people. Thank you. A lot of people watching this morning. Appreciate the support. Hey, Edgar, if I go to Manila, I'm begging for Fortune to be my bodyguard. Today, Edgar, Dazzle planned, we're gonna eat at the Carinderia. Dazzle has this favorite Carinderia, I guess by the shopping area. She says like in Calibo, that's like the best area for Carinderia. I actually haven't been there. It's like Dazzle knows it and Mom knows it because when they go to Calibo shopping, ukay, they always hit the street right in front of shopping. Shopping is like a big area there. A lot of seamstress, a lot of tailor. Right across from it, it's like a whole street of Carinderia. Carinderia and barbershops. I don't know why the combination, right? But a lot of Carinderia, and that's where Dazzle and Mom usually go. So Dazzle plans on going there for lunch, me and her, and then we'll pick you up something. Edgar, and take you to your apartment. Yes, Edgar's a few times now, a couple of times now, right, Edgar, that you've tried. The only thing I use, that's right, he's tried the tricycle. Only thing I use. Nice. You should get a merit. You should get a merit badge. That's funny. You should get a merit badge. But I know Edgar likes a lot. And Edgar, man, I'm like, I was impressed with Edgar because he's not one of those that don't try Filipino food. I mean, Edgar, I think on the second day he's already eating Carinderia food, and he's doing well. He's not getting sick of the food. Everybody's always worried about. For me, when I go at the Carinderia, I always look for the best one, and then especially if they're cooking something from the big skillet, the big wok, and they're just pouring it into like the containers and they serve it. I can tell when food is fresh. It's like you can tell, just the presentation, the way it looks. So I'm selective. It's not like I just eat at every Carinderia. I always have to, and then you find ones that become your favorite. Like I know Dazzle, she's got a favorite Carinderia by the shopping area. And with Edgar, he's just from second day he was eating Carinderia food, and he likes a lot of the vegetables, like pinakbet is like Edgar's favorite now. It's got squash, eggplant, string beans, okra. Edgar doesn't like bitter melon. Most people don't like bitter melon because bitter melon is it has a bitter taste. It has to be prepared well, cook well to like lose some of that bitterness, but it will have a bitter taste. Me, I like it, the bitter melon on like scrambled eggs, red onion, and the bitter melon, and tomatoes. To me, that's like the way I like to eat my bitter melon. But sometimes they'll just cut the bitter melon and put it in a soup. Man, I don't like it either, because when I eat it that way, it's like, woo, man, that's like bitter. It's like hard to take the taste. But like with the scrambled egg combination with like the red onion and tomatoes and the little bit of bitter melon, perfect for me. And I know Edgar doesn't want any fried food, nothing fried food, so we're focusing on getting him like the vegetables. And I think Edgar he tried the grilled pompano. I think he went at the Rib Shack. Dazzle actually bought one yesterday. Now one of Dazzle's favorite at the Rib Shack. It's called the Rib Shack, right? At Gran Gaisano. But they have fish. They have grilled fish, a whole fish with head, tail, and everything. But now Dazzle's favorite is like the pompano fish. And the pompano fish, it comes extra small, regular, and large. So far, we've been able to buy The regular and large is not available. Common here, not available. But the extra small only costs like 200 pesos, and it's a good sized fish, a whole fish, and they grill it. They don't fry it. Really delicious. One of Dazzle's new favorite now is the pompano fish at the Rib Shack. Of all places, a Rib Shack place, a pork rib place that serves fish. Sorry, not leaving yet. Apologies. All right. Happy to see you, Janet. All right. Happy. LOL, Edgar. In this JP turning 70 Tuesday. All right. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mom Janet. That's awesome. Happy birthday. I'm thankful to just still be alive, but I'm okay. I know, right? For me, I'm the same way, Like for me now, every day's a blessing. It's like I feel young still. I'll be 60 next year, so I don't consider myself old. I'm still able to work out at the gym. I'm jogging now. So for me, but after what I went through, like the last 2.5 years with my battle with cancer, to me, it's like everything's a bonus now. I'm just like day to day, I just like appreciate life more. Salis gang is what? Oh, a gang. Oh, Salisi. I was like, I couldn't read it. Salisi gang. Salisi is SALISI. They work in teams. Yeah, that's what Fortune is saying there. They distract you. They'll be talking to you like, "Oh, I hurt my arm. And of course, your natural instinct is to be a good Samaritan. Oh, can I help you? And while somebody's picking you, So be careful. It's our nature to be a good Samaritan, right? But this criminal, man, the criminal mind, like I said, is always ahead of the game. It's like. Be careful with that. When there's like somebody laying on the ground and you want to help, I know it's hard to resist not helping because it's in our nature, good Samaritan nature. But here in the Philippines, it's just like, it's a way for them to distract you. Yeah, drop coins. Yeah, good heart. Like I said, they're good-hearted. They're like, they're trying to like take advantage of the good nature of people. Unfortunately, that's how the criminal mind works. Fortune, I wish that was the only crime in USA. The gun laws made it worse. Yeah, at least that's a thing. I mean, there are guns in the Philippines, don't get me wrong. There's like people that get shot here. But here in the Philippines, if you get caught with a gun and it's not registered or it's not you go to jail. There's not even a question. You're going to go to jail here in the Philippines if you get caught with a gun here that's not registered to you. And then very limited that open carrying weapons here. Usually that's just for police here. If you're a civilian, you really have to be like a big time politician or something to be like carrying a weapon. Maybe allow you to keep in a glove box of your car, but the minute you start flashing a gun here or anything like that, you're going to jail here. It's not very strict here with gun laws. Maggie and I were victimized last 20 June during Palm Sunday in Malate Church. Some of them were just kids, right? Some of them were just kids. They train little kids to be like pickpockets, and we were raising our palms, right, for blessing. What Fortune is saying, I forgot the name, but it's a palm, like a leaves of palm. You would like raise it like it's part of the celebration for the blessing of the priest. Yep, they stole Maggie's cell phone. Yeah, I know, right? It's like I said, if it's like showing around, if your cell phone is like within sight of somebody, that is dangerous. That is, you are. I reached out to my credit card, but it's gone. Wow. So I had to call my banks to block. Good thing, no illegal charges. And look at that. Fortune is like, he knows that, right? Fortune already is in Manila. He's aware, but he probably, Fortune and Maggie probably like got their guard down because you're in like a religious setting, you're like celebrating a religious event. So last thing you're thinking is like somebody picking your wallet or stealing your cell phone. But like I said, they use moments like that, moments where you're thinking you're safe, but you're not. You're not, unfortunately. JP, we have a woman here wearing a wedding dress. Is she here? Waiting for you, waiting for Edgar. That's funny. A wedding dress, huh? That's funny. That's funny. Good thing, because that has my driver's license, medical card. I know, right? That's why, important documents like that. That's why I don't carry. Even my debit card. That's the only card that's like of value to me. The debit card. And I even done it before where, like, if you have a driver's license, you can copy your driver's license, right? You can laminate it and carry the laminated card. You do not, anything original, anything of value, cards, don't carry that with you, because you risk the hassle when it gets stolen, getting it replaced. I mean, you don't want to visit the LTO just for like a lost license. Man, it's another, if your driver's license here gets stolen, it's not like a matter of like going to the LTO and telling me, hey, I lost my driver's license, I need a new one. Man, they're gonna make you go to the police station and get a report, lost report, stolen report. It's a hassle. And then you gotta wait in line. You gotta wait in line at the Land Transportation Office. You do not want to lose your driver's license here. JP, Edgar, she may be a ghost. Beware the white lady. We're the white lady. That they have a ghost here, like what is that called? They call it white lady. They say, like, if you're driving at nighttime in the dark, there's like a white lady in a white dress. That's kind of like a urban legend here in the Philippines. I have not seen the white lady. I have not seen it in the road. I seldom drive my car. At night. One of the things that I try to avoid is driving at night here. Just because of there's many vehicles here, many tricycles, motorbikes, bicycles that don't have lights at nighttime. And then at the highway, it's not uncommon for somebody wearing black clothes, dark clothes, crossing the middle of the road on the highway here at nighttime. It's like, you're like, all of a sudden, whoa, where did that person come from? So I do not like driving here at night. We met this guy that fixed my bro-in-law. I know. Like I said, most of your government agencies would have a big sign outside their agency, no fixers, and then no noontime lunch. But stuff happens still. No, she's real. And I say, beautiful looking. All right, somebody's Edgar, because that on the fourth floor where we had the karaoke, that big where Dazzle had her birthday, that is often used here at La Casa Española, because Filipina, the owner, she caters weddings. I bet you it's a wedding reception. That's why that happens a lot at La Casa Española, because the fourth floor is like a banquet room, really nice banquet room. That's where Dazzle had her birthday. We had like two giant screen, big TV that we had the karaoke. That's why that's common at the La Casa Española. That's why you're seeing a person with a wedding dress there. Yes, Mom Janet. That's why we don't do that specific church anymore. It was a nice article, big old church. So now my father, Maggie's grandpa, always teases her in the palms to be careful. I know, right? But see, that's not her fault, right? Not your fault, Fortune, because like I said, it's a religious event. Who would think that there will be like criminals in a religious event? You're praising God. You're celebrating Palm Sunday. So you had your guard down. You had your guard down. You're surrounded by people worshiping. So last thing you're thinking is somebody's in there like pickpocketing people right in church, right? So, but again, the Good Samaritan, the environment, there's no free game in the Philippines. Anywhere you are, you got to be alert with your wallet and your money. 10 today watching, please like. Thank you, Mom Janet. All right. Fortune, that day was infamous. We had a triple whammy. We had a triple whammy, man. A lady lawyer reversed her car too far and bumped my Toyota Fortuner. So I spent lunchtime in a police station. Oh, that is, I had to go through that, Fortune, and that's like aggravating. My car, when I bought like a Honda Accord used, after being in Calibo here in Aklan 3 years. That was my first car here before our Toyota Wigo. And I had my car parked in front of our school, STI College Calibo. And this truck just hit my car. My car that was parked just like plowed through my car. So I had to, of course, everybody, all the students said, Kuya, your car got hit. I'm like, what? My car got hit? It's parked downstairs in front of our school. Sure enough, I look at the window and my car got, plowed into by a truck. And I had to spend the whole afternoon. I still wearing my school uniform. I was at the police station doing report after filling out report, complaints. And the bottom line was I had insurance, so my insurance covered it, but the other person that hit me didn't have insurance. But the good thing here is like repairs on vehicles, a lot lower cost. I think the total repair on that car, even that got plowed through, was like maybe $1,000. Man, you can't repair a car in the U.S. for that amount, $1,000, that's like maybe a broken headlight, in the U.S. Fortune, I'm just shaking my head to go to church to be robbed. I know, Mom Janet. Like I said, there's no safety zone in the Philippines. Anywhere you are, you could be at the airport, you could be at the grocery, you could be at church. You gotta protect your belongings, and even in the province, even here, even in Numancia, even in Calibo, I know the people. It's a small town. Unfortunately, anywhere you go in the world, they're just a criminal element. Oh yeah, see, there you go, Edgar. Oh, they're taking wedding photos. That's another thing that they do, Edgar. It's called like a pre-wedding. What do they call that? Prenup, something pre-wedding pictures before their actual wedding. They're taking pictures in the dress. Because a lot of times during the wedding, there's so much stuff going on. It's hard for the bride and groom to look good, right? Because they're sweating, they're stressed. It's like wedding day, So a lot of times they do pre-wedding pictures, more relaxed. They can take their time, take nice pictures. And La Casa Española is just a beautiful apartment complex, right? The garden is amazing, the views are amazing. On the top floor, they got the banquet room, they got the garden area there facing Gran Gaisano. So great pictures that they can take at La Casa Española. She's nice, and her insurance settled. Good. And that's always a plus, right? But the guy, that truck that hit me, didn't have any insurance, Fortune. So that was kind of like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna sue the person? It's like the hassle is you can't use your car. Yeah, while it's being serviced, you can't use your car for sure. Good thing I have other vehicles. Yeah, for me at the time, it did take time to fix that vehicle, but our school was only like less than a kilometer from my apartment, so I was just walking. I just had that car for Dazzle and I, when we were like go out of town, when we would go out of town. It was just not, I only paid like $3,000 for the car. It was a used Honda Accord. It was like just to get me around town, get grocery. That way I don't have to ride the tricycle so much. But I didn't really need the car. We just got it after being here 3 years because, I wanted to travel more to like Roa City, to Antique, But now I love having a car. I mean, it's a luxury item, but it's nice to have a vehicle for sure. Edgar, you had me worried. I looked at La Casa Facebook and saw lots of cool pictures. Yes. Very nice. Like I said, that's the only complex I can recommend as far as like apartments in Calibo. They're the best. very nice, complex, secure CCTV. There's always staff willing to help you with anything. You know, it's like you can't ask for a better situation, I think. Things you see on the Monday morning in Calibo. Come on, guys, and experience the fun, What's worse, globally, the all-time high of people taking advantage of people to survive? There really is enough money to go around. I know. It's like, and then Mom Janet, some people just don't want to do the work, right? They don't want to do the work. They want to take shortcuts. They want to steal. It's like, I do not have respect for people like that. You have to work. You have to earn. You would have more pride anyway, I would think, if you earned it instead of just like stealing it from other people. Yeah, Fortune. It's the prenup. It's the prenuptial photo ops. Then wedding, then maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're using La Casa Española as their prenuptial, and then the wedding, and then another, when they do the wedding, then the reception. It's a nice setup up there. Easily, you can fit 50, 60 people at their banquet room. Really nice, modern looking. They got Starlink internet, flat screen TVs. If you do want to do karaoke, if you want a festive wedding reception, perfect. And then Filipina actually provides food, catering also. So she's got a nice setup there. You get a nice setup at La Casa Española. Best thing I did to avoid being pickpocketed is to add zippers to both my pants side pockets and to add a couple of inches to the pocket. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. Suddenly, I mean, you got to protect your stuff, right? Who wants to get their stuff stolen? Especially if you have important documents in your wallet, ATMs, credit cards, driver's license, medical insurance cards. You don't want to lose that. It's a pain to get them, especially here in the Philippines. If you got to get the cards from the U.S., that's gonna take time. For you to get it. They are staying here, so think pre-wedding photo groom here as well, dressed in military dress uniform. Man, I gotta check that out. I'll check. Hopefully they're still there, Edgar, later when we come over. For a plastic purse with a name unbelievable. Just crazy. All right, thank you. So maybe the groom is in the military. Yeah, it would not surprise me. Either military, maybe a cop, Philippine National Police. Edward, I can't think of a reason I would go to Manila voluntarily. Yeah, me too, man. It's like I said, JP, I was born and raised there. I still got relatives in Manila, but I don't visit them. They visit me. They go to Boracay and I see them. It's like for me, it's just stressful. Like even from the time you land in Manila at the airport, just trying to get, if nobody's gonna pick you up at the airport, if you gotta ride a cab or Grab, or it's just hectic. The traffic is awful. It's like the pollution. It's like not the cleanest streets around. And then just the overall safety. It's like you're always watching your stuff. You're always worried about somebody like stealing from you or mugging you. It's like not a good feeling. That's why I only go there when I have to. Like the time I had to go to the VA for my COVID shot, and then the embassy. One time I had to go to the embassy, but like right now, the only time I would need to go there probably is when I start my Social Security in less than 3 years now, and I've heard I can do it online. Michael White from the Thriving Philippine Expat, he told me I could do it online now, or they could do a video call with me. That would even work for me if I could, I had planned on going to the Social Security at the U.S. Embassy to apply for my Social Security. But if I can do it online on video call, I would do that instead of going to Manila. If I don't see Manila ever, it won't hurt my feelings. It's like I'm content. I'm content here in the province. If I need a city, I have Iloilo City. I feel safe in Iloilo City. I walk around Iloilo City early morning, nighttime. I'm not worried. It's just a better environment in Iloilo City, just better people. Manila's just rough. Like I said, it's not just because the people that are there. There's people that move to Manila and start the gangs and start criminal organizations, and that's what their goal is, to like take money from people. So just not a fun place. Yes, Fortune, young man. All right. I like bitter in my salad. All right. Like I said, Mom Janet, the bitter melon, for me, it's got to be prepared properly. And then maybe because some of them are just super bitter. Some of them are super bitter. I don't like okra and bitter melon and bitter. See, I can handle okra. I don't mind okra because once I got over that gooey thing of okra, I don't have a problem eating okra. And I can pretty much eat most vegetables. If I can eat bitter melon, I can eat pretty much any vegetable. I also stay away from squash. Oh, I love squash. Dazzle's favorite is squash because we were kids. We always had squash. So now you're like you got tired of eating squash. Dazzle's favorite. It's amazing how that the sweet potato kamote. That's the spring. We never have. We always have kamote. Look, right here. And this is like the cheapest food that you can get in the Philippines, right? Kamote. And we never are out of kamote. Dazzle always buy kamote because she grew up with this. It's like grandma used to make kamote all the time, and Dazzle will just boil these. She'll boil the kamote, peel it, and eat it. It's like, and so now she got me eating kamote, and they're so cheap here. You can buy like I think it's one of the cheapest food you can get here is kamote. Kamote is sweet potato. Different varieties too. There's like an orange color. There's like different colors on these kamote, but we never run out of it. We always have kamote because Dazzle loves eating kamote. Pampano is it is. Dazzle really loves pampano because not a lot of bones, good meat, good. But now her favorite is the pampano fish at the Rib Shack. What gets me all the countries don't work to de-escalate the problem. Sad. Yeah, man. Happy birthday, Janet. All right, squash and okra, I have enjoyed. All right. I know, Edgar. So that's easy. There's a lot of squash dish in the Philippines. I know you like pinakbet, so we'll look for another vegetable dish today. I am happy you like Pinoy food. You will surely save a lot of money here. It's cheap. I know, right? You can get like a dish here, like pinakbet for if we get the pinakbet's got squash, string beans, eggplant, okra, sometimes bitter melon. Depends on who makes it, but you can get a vegetable dish here. Usually 40 pesos to 50 pesos. A good serving of it, one serving of it. Less than $1. So if you're eating vegetables here and you're willing to eat the vegetables at Carinderia, man, it's gonna be cheap. You're gonna save money. You're gonna save money here. You can acquire a gun, but should be properly registered. Yes, properly read. You need a permit to carry, but brandishing it will surely get you in trouble for sure. You can't just like pull out your gun, right? Then there are gun bans that you need to comply. Yeah. I know about the gun bans. When they have a gun ban, even if it's registered, you're not supposed to during election time. But me, I just don't. I don't have a gun. I don't own a gun. I have a knife. But I'm even careful carrying that. I don't carry it around with me. Mainly here in the house. I got a bat and I got a knife and I got my dogs. So, and we got security in a gated community. So it's just my protective instinct. It's like I always, if I hear something, it's like I know it's safe here. Nothing's ever happened in our community, but you can never protect your family enough. Shotgun in Pinas. Yes, security guards. And then the shotguns they carry sometimes it's like it looks like homemade shotguns. Very common. If you go to the mall, especially if you go to the bank, security guards will have shotguns at those areas. At the entrance of the mall, security guards will have shotguns, and also at the banks. And then a lot of times, even inside the mall, private businesses like jewelry, they'll have their own security guard too. That's why you see some, at SM City Iloilo, already hires their own guards that roam around, watch the doors. But that, like the stores that sell Apple, that sell Apple or the Apple computers or iPads, they'll have their own security guard. People that handle money, like maybe smart. That's why when you go to the malls here, there's so many security guards, and more of it is just for deterrent. It's like it's not like it's the wild west. People robbing stores at the SM. Well, that'd be the worst place for you to rob actually, because they got cameras all over SM City, and then so many security guards. Your chances of pulling a heist at the mall is not very high. I am going to have driver's license and passport copied and laminate. Great move, JP. Because you don't want to lose those documents. Because if you lose them, it's hard to get them. It's like getting your Washington State license replaced from the Philippines could be a challenge, right? And then getting the card itself. How long are you gonna? Mail here is like you would have to hire UPS or FedEx or something. It's going to cost you money. Ginno, I was sitting outside listening to your live stream when I saw the beautiful woman in the wedding dress. All right. I couldn't help but talking about it so others can experience coming here. All right, Edgar. Thank you for sharing that. That's not a common sight you do, right? You're like sitting in your yard, Edgar's got like a sitting area, I think it's made of marble table, marble chairs outside his unit, because he lives on the first floor. I think all the units have that, so you can hang out outside, catch some rays. But to see that, right, in the morning, to see that somebody in wedding dress, that's not something you see every day outside your apartment. Thank you, Edgar, for sharing that. Prenuptial, yes, prenuptial. Hello, all right. On car availability, it's hard for us here in the Metro Manila because we have color coding. Yes. What Fortune is talking about color coding in Manila, because of the traffic in Manila, depending on the number, I think the last digit of your license plate, there are days when you can't drive your car in Manila because just so many cars, so much traffic in Manila, to reduce the traffic. So if you're working in Manila and like Fortune, he has to drive from Cavite, Bacoor, Cavite to Manila. His work is in Manila. There's days when you can't drive your car, and that's a long way if you gotta ride public transportation. So it's good that he's got other cars that he can use. I agree. No safety zone. Same here. So I stay in my backyard, and these nuts can jump fence. I know. Like even for me, nothing's happened here. I live in a gated community, Ma'am Janet. We have security at the gate. We got guards that roam the community here. Pretty safe. You've seen a quiet neighborhood, but I still have bars on my windows. It's like because when we leave the house, if we're all gone from the house, I'm still worried about somebody breaking in, but nobody's broken in the 9 years I'm here. But just to be safe, to me, I guess my military background, I just know that crime and can happen at any time. the more alert you are, the more conscious you are, the better, because there's not a safety place anymore. Unfortunately, so man, like the tragic incident today. I'm watching it on TV right now. It's like church, people worshiping in church, and somebody walking in with an assault rifle. So unfortunately, that is the times that we live in now. And for me, very important for me to protect my family. I'm super careful with Dazzle and Leanna and even Mom. It's like I always warn them. That's why every day I come to school to take Leanna, I pick her up. She's 12. I know she can walk home from school, but we live in a small community, right? But would I still trust it? It's like I don't want to be the person that lets something happen to her. I'm going to protect her the best I can. And if it means me going to the school every day to drop her off, pick her up, I'm strict with her. I tell her, stay inside the school. You can't leave the school. She's not, kids here in the province, in the public school, at lunchtime, Leanna sits in the classroom and eats the lunch that I prepare for her. She's not allowed to leave the school. Her classmates leave the school. These are 12-year-olds leaving the school, going to 7-Eleven. And I told Leanna, that's not going to happen on my watch, just because I know what's out there. It's like I did my last job in the military. I was in force protection, medical readiness, 4 years. I used to teach a class on force protection. I got training from our security police, our law enforcement people in the Air Force training. So I've seen enough videos. I know what's out there. Your kid walking home from school, that's not the time. We are no longer in that time of life where that's still safe. A kid walking home from school by themselves, you're asking for your kid to be kidnapped that way. It's like because people can watch your kid every day. They can know the time when your kid's leaving at work, at school, exact path your kid. And kids, even Leanna's 12, sometimes they be daydreaming. They'd be like, it could be they could be walking with other kids, but still, not hard for somebody to grab your kid and be gone. Unfortunately, it's the times that we live in now. To me, I'm very protective. I'm sure most of you guys have multiple vehicles. I maintain 4, and 2 are used daily. Other 2 are spare due to color coding. Me, I have our car, and then our Bumblebee. And most of the time, I'm using Bumblebee, our tricycle, because it saves on gas. Easy to park, no problem for me. Even Calibo now, when you go to Calibo, like a Pastrana Park, hard to find parking there. They're always doing construction on the road at Pastrana Park now. So that even limits the parking by Pastrana Park when I take Leanna to her Kumon. Her Kumon is like Tuesdays and Fridays. So it's a challenge for me now to find parking at Pastrana Park because they're always like digging up the streets, digging up the roads, and it takes them forever to fix a street. 1 block. They'll dig the 1 block. It could be like a month before they fix that thing. So it eliminates the parking. So it's a hassle. But I gotta do what I gotta do, man. I gotta make sure Leanna's safe. Leanna's getting well educated here in the Philippines. Fortune, I have 2. The smallest car driven most. Best. All right. 2 cars. Nice. Color coding here is can't use the cars with plate numbers ending Monday 1 and 2. All right. Now I know the certain days when you can't drive your car in Manila. Man, I would not have known that when I drove. I'm glad I didn't. When I drove our car, I didn't know about color coding, Fortune. So, but I didn't have to exit. From when we landed in Batangas with our car, we drove it in the South Express way, and then we went the Skyway or whatever they call it, and then the North. So I never exited. I never entered the traffic of Manila. I was able to avoid it. JP, Southern Cal, Benny. I like the idea of zippers on shorts and pants. I will have to find a seamstress when I get there. Oh, not a problem. JP. The shopping area where Dazzle and I are gonna get food, eat lunch today, and get Edgar's food, Carinderia food. Many seamsters there. I would say at least tailors and seamsters. There's at least a dozen in that shopping area. That's like well known in Calibo. If you need like customized cargo shorts. They even repair bags, backpacks. Seamstress and tailors. If you want like a wedding outfit, like a suit, they can tailor made it for you at the shopping area. I like the provinces. No color except Baguio. Oh, they got color coding now in Baguio. Wow, wow. I can see that. I can see that happening. Baguio City. The last time I was there, 2022, I didn't even drive the car, man, because like we got to Baguio City. I just parked the car in our Airbnb, and we were riding a jeepney to get around Baguio because there's no parking. No parking when we were in Baguio, like at Burham Park or even at SM, that SM Baguio, there's no parking, So Dazzle and I, we left our car, our Toyota Wigo at the Airbnb, and we would just ride jeepneys in Baguio City. Ginno, imagine the consciousness to steal and rob every day and don't care the effect all-time low. I know, man, right? If that's how you make your money, is stealing, man, it's like it can't be a happy life, that can't be a happy life. And unfortunately, here in the Philippines, they even use kids. They train them early. The kids work for like the gangs. It's just so horrible how Europe retains the Ryder Cup 15-13. Wow, at least they rallied a little bit. 2 points, that's not bad for the US. That's not bad. Just make sure the zipper is pulled up to open so you can feel it when somebody... All right. Good tip, Southern Cal Benny. JP, Ginno, I did my SSI application online. Just need original supporting documents to start in a good internet. All right. I'm still a little ways, it's like I think 3 months before is when I can apply for my Social Security. So July, June. So May 2028. Yeah, May 2028 is when I can apply for my Social Security. It's like that here when you get on a bus, people holding their purse. I can't blame them, right? I can't blame them, Mom Janet. Afraid of each other, paranoid. It's very sad to see. Same thing in Manila. I remember Mom Janet, Dazzle and I, there's in Manila, they have like that LRT, MRT. It's like an above ground subway where you take it, to get from one area to the other. And I think we were coming from like the Pasay area. We were headed to Cubao on the LRT. And everybody on the LRT, I had my backpack, Dazzle had her backpack. We had the backpack in the front and we're holding it. And while we were on the LRT, it's like sardines in there. You're like up against each other. It was our first time ever. I just wanted Dazzle to experience it. She wanted to ride it actually because she's never ridden one before. I've ridden it in different countries. So we did, first you have to line up, it's a long line to get in. And when you got in, you're like sardines in there, you're holding your back and you're just moving along. You're moving along, but everybody's just watching their stuff, man. It's like you said, paranoid about somebody taking your stuff. But hey, it's the sign of the times, unfortunately. Fortune, Carlos doing all right. Fortune, the tennis player, amazing execution, best player next to Djokovic. All right. Sweet potatoes are healthy, good. Less healthy if you turn them into sweet potato pie. Yeah. That's all she does is she boils it. She'll boil it, we'll peel it, and we'll eat it like that. It's like that's how we eat our sweet potato here. Anyone watching college football? No, not here. Not many games come on. I would have to get like a subscription to like a streaming. So I haven't really paid attention to college football or the NFL, because you have to pay here to watch it. It's like fights inflammation. All right, we used to have 2 guns at the home, but my brother-in-law got it back for his security man. Okay, all right. Undersecretary DILG. All right, all right. JP, don't forget the marshmallow on Thanksgiving. On the yams, on the yams. We'll have to plan that. We have to plan that now, Edgar. We have all that ingredient. I mean, we can have a Thanksgiving dinner. I think we'll do that, Edgar. That way, you won't miss Thanksgiving. We'll do a Thanksgiving meal. We can make it happen. I know a source now for the turkey. There's a turkey place. It's not a place, it's a farm. I've seen turkeys like roaming around. So I have to talk to the owner of buying one of their turkeys. So we have to, kill it and clean it. But I'm sure we can, find somebody that can do that for us. And then maybe do like a traditional American Thanksgiving meal. We can do it. We can do it. I'm headed to SNR soon, so I can get like cranberry sauce. I can get the stuffing. I can get the stuff. I can get all the ingredients. So we'll do that. We'll do that, Edgar. That way you don't miss Thanksgiving from home too much. When Fitness Meets Faith by Rhea. All right, good morning, my good friend in Tennessee. All right, good morning, brother. My siblings and I swam during Camote and Sincamas harvest. Wow, all right. I mean, I have swam. I put my water, my legs on the water. Not in Calibo, but I think one time we were like in a raft. We had this thing. I think we did it in Malinaw. It was a raft, and we had like 15 people in it. It was a birthday celebration. They even had a grill on the raft, and the raft was floating in the river, in Aklan River. So, and you can still do that now. You can rent that big raft and have a party, celebrate. It was kind of neat. It was kind of neat party. During Camote, farmers throw some of them in the river, and we get to catch them downstream. Oh, nice. That's a very memorable experience, and that's awesome that you remember that, Ria. But my memory in Aklan River was that raft. One of our expat friend, it was his birthday, and his wife. We brought food. Everybody. It was kind of like potluck, and barbecuing on the river, floating a big raft on the river, and there was like 15 of us. Shaded. We had like a tarp. It was a really neat experience. I think I filmed it. I think I was already filming, making videos at the time. I gotta look for that video again. I'm sure I'll find it. We got so many videos now. We got like over 1,000 videos, but I'm sure I'll have to watch that again. That was a great experience. Most of the time use the Mobilio and Civic. Okay, they are small cars. The Fortuner when raining hard. Yeah. For flooding, it's elevated. So it's smart move there, Fortune. Great live, Ginno. Keep them safe. Oh, thank you, Baluz. Appreciate it. Appreciate the nice comments. Thank you. Take care, my brother. If you are in tollways, no color code. Yeah, that's one thing. I was on the tollways, and because I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about the coding, and I was just driving. I came off the boat from in Batangas, not to go ferry, and I drove on the South Expressway. So I'm glad I didn't pull into Manila. I could have been busted for driving when I'm not supposed to. I already had a hard time with that RFID thing because I wasn't aware that even existed. I thought, I'll pay, like at the toll, you pay at the beginning. But I guess when we were going through it, I had to be in a certain line where it's the cash on the RFID, since I don't have that thing to use the tollway, to use the skyway. But I made it through. Didn't get in trouble too much. I did get because of the traffic, it was hard for me to get, and I was in the wrong lane, but they were kind enough to they knew I was new to Manila, and I knew that I was not familiar. Ginno, we have developed a team of law enforcement to go into grade school. We work to save them. Oh, that's awesome, man. You know, that's awesome, Janet, because that's when you need to get them early, right? You know, here, I think that's, they could do more here, you know, not just for crime, but like, a lot of the adults here don't set good example for the kids, unfortunately, you know, especially with like trash, you know, kids, you know, like, you know, when I see them, you know, I always tell them, hey, don't just throw your trash there, because like, you know, little kids, you know, you'll see them like eating a bag of chips, and then when they're done, they'll just throw the bag of chips on the ground. I'm like, you pick that up, you know, you don't just, you know, unfortunately, not everybody's getting the proper training when it comes to that, because they see adults do it, you know, they see adults just throwing trash everywhere. So that's unfortunate. Even in the beaches, you know, it's like, to me, it saddens me every time I go to the beach here, because it's hard to find a beach here that's not full with trash. You know, it's like, you know, Boracay, White Beach, the only reason it doesn't have a lot of trash is they're very strict. You know, you get a penalty, and then they got people cleaning the beach, you know, the things that wash up, the debris that wash up. But like the local beaches here, from Calibo, Numancia, Makato, all the beaches, you know, it's hard to find a beach that's clean. You know, it's like people just like eat their banana stick, whatever, they just throw everything on the ground. You know, it's like, that has to be taught early, I think. That has to be taught in school, that, you know, you just don't throw your trash everywhere. But it is what it is. You know, it's like only so much you could do there. But when I see it, I always tell them, hey, you don't throw your trash there. We had sergeant, detectives, patrolmen, anyone who could help. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Janet. I know, right? You know, like school day when police go to talk to little kids in school. That's awesome. Carlos Alcaraz will dominate, next generation star. All right, I'll have to like start watching him, man. I haven't been paying attention to all these tennis players and golf players. Fortune, he's there now. Just as good. All right. Last time I took LRT on my way to Mapua, beside Latran. Yes, beside my school, Mapua, I remember. Didn't bring the car because parking is hard in Intramuros on the way, road. All right. From the station one. All right. I'm not familiar like with the routes, but that's good that they have those routes now to ride the LRT and MRT. Edgar, suck up to the owner and can teach them how to make tamales. All right, suck up to the owner and make them make tamales. Hey, we're waiting for your tamales, JP. I'm eager. I'm eager to taste those tamales that you're gonna make us. I'll have to look when I message me like the ingredient for your tamales, because I'm going to SNR soon, so I can check for you whether we have all your ingredients for tamales. I'm hoping they have it. I mean, they sell a lot of SNR, you know, and I would think tamales, you know, ingredients for tamales would be some of the things they would sell there. It was smooth, not crowded, but on the way back, 4:30. Ooh, a rush hour there, Fortune, 4:30 in the middle. It was like 4 trains passed before I could get in, and we were packed. Yeah. I can't remember what time we took the ride all the way to Cubao, but man, and then the same thing going back, you know, because we were coming from Cubao going to like the airport, and same thing, man. It was just like packed like sardines in there, and like you said, there's a line even on the stairs going up to the where you had to pay. I mean, long line, at least 50 people in line, you know. But I can't remember whether it's rush hour, you know. It was like our first experience. I hadn't been in Cubao in like since the 70s, so everything was like you know, new to me again. But I'm glad I was able to show Dazzle that, so she at least knows how crazy it gets in Manila. Bag in front, wallet, cell phone in front pockets. I know. Made it. All right, Peanut Butter Travels. Thank you for joining the live stream. Peanut Butter Travels. Sinner is his main rival. Ooh, wow. Fortune, yes, they go back and forth, but Carlos, all right. John Ramos, hey, John Ramos, all right. Edgar, JP, the owner loves me. She brings me food all the time. I know, man. Like Edgar is saying, man. Edgar's getting the VIP treatment in Calibo, man. Filipina is the name of the owner. She's really nice, really nice. She's a nurse. She's a nurse, so she's got, I guess, the background, background to take care of people. Very helpful. You can't ask for a better landlord. Landlord that cares. Not somebody that don't care about the people staying at her place. All right, I got to the bottom. That's the last comment there. All right, I'm at the 2 hour point. I always usually I stop the live streams at 2 hours. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. I'll see you next time. You rock, Edgar. All right, JB. All right, take care, everyone, and everyone stay blessed.